When people think about serial killers, they usually imagine adults. People believe that such crimes take years of planning and experience. But history shows something very different. Some of the most shocking cases involve teenagers, young people who were still in school, still growing up, yet capable of doing terrible things. These cases are hard to understand. Teenagers are expected to learn, make mistakes, and grow. But in these stories, something went very wrong. These young individuals crossed a line that changed lives forever. What makes these cases even more disturbing is how normal these teenagers looked from the outside. Some had friends. Some went to school every day. Some lived with their families like any other child. But behind that normal life, something dark was building. Today, we are looking at 5 teenage serial killers whose stories shocked the world and left people asking one question. How can someone so young do something like this? Case 1. Craig Price, the teenage killer next door. Craig Price was only 13 years old when he started killing. He lived in a quiet neighborhood where no one expected such a crime. At first, people believed the deaths in the area were random. But as time passed, investigators started noticing a pattern. The crimes were not accidents. Someone was responsible. Craig went on to kill 4 people between the ages of 13 and 15. What shocked everyone was how young he was. When police finally caught him, the community could not believe it. A teenager living among them had been responsible for such violence. His case became very important because it led to changes in law. It showed that even young people could commit serious crimes and be treated as adults in court. Case 2. Mary Bell, the child who became a killer. Mary Bell was only 10 years old when she committed her first murder. Her case became one of the most disturbing examples of a child turning into a killer. She lived in a difficult environment and faced many problems growing up. But what she did shocked the entire country. Mary targeted very young victims. Her actions created fear in the community because no one expected a child to be responsible. When she was finally caught, the case raised many questions. People began asking if she was fully responsible or if her environment played a role in what she did. Her story is still discussed today because it shows how early such behavior can begin. Case 3. Jesse Pomeroy, the boy who terrified a city. Jesse Pomeroy became known as one of the youngest killers in American history. He was around 14 years old when he was convicted. Before his crimes, he had already shown signs of violent behavior. He harmed other children and showed no regret for his actions. Later, he went on to kill young victims, which shocked the public. His case became widely known because of how young he was and how serious the crimes were. Instead of being executed, he was given life in prison because of his age. He spent many years locked away. His story became one of the earliest examples that age does not always stop someone from committing terrible acts. Case 4. Amarjeet Sada, the youngest serial killer. Amarjeet Sada is known as one of the youngest serial killers ever recorded. He was only a child when he committed his crimes. He targeted very young victims, including infants. His actions shocked not just his local community but people around the world. What made his case even more disturbing was his lack of understanding of what he had done. Reports suggested that he showed little to no regret. Because of his age, he was not treated like an adult criminal. Instead, he was placed in a special care system until he became older. His case raised serious questions about how society should deal with very young offenders. Case 5. James Fairweather, the teen who wanted to kill. James Fairweather was a teenager who openly talked about wanting to become a serial killer. At first, no one took him seriously. But later, he carried out his plans. He attacked strangers without any personal reason. His crimes were sudden and violent. What made his case shocking was that he had spoken about his intentions before acting on them. It showed that sometimes warning signs are ignored. After he was caught, people looked back and realized that there were signs that could have been taken more seriously. Why teenage serial killers are so shocking? These cases are disturbing because they go against what people expect from young individuals. Teenagers are supposed to be learning and growing, not committing serious crimes. Experts say there are many reasons behind such behavior. Some of these individuals faced difficult childhoods. Others showed early signs of violent thinking. But there is no single answer that explains every case. Each story is different, and each situation has its own reasons. The fear they leave behind. When crimes like these happen, they create a different kind of fear. People start to worry not just about strangers, but also about those around them. Parents become more protective. Communities become more alert. People begin to look for warning signs that they may have missed before. These cases show that danger does not always come from adults. Sometimes it can come from someone much younger. The role of early warning signs. In many of these cases, there were signs before the crimes happened. Some showed violent behavior at a young age. Others talked about harmful thoughts. The problem is that these signs are often ignored or not taken seriously. These stories remind people that early action can be important. Paying attention to behavior and seeking help can make a difference. The role of law and society. Cases involving young offenders are always difficult. Laws must balance between punishment and understanding the age of the person. Some teenage killers are treated as adults, while others are placed in special systems meant to help them. These decisions are not easy, and they often lead to debates about what is fair and what is right. These 5 cases show a truth that is hard to accept. Being young does not always mean being harmless. These teenagers lived normal lives on the outside, but inside, something was very wrong. Their actions shocked the world and changed how people think about crime and age. Their stories are not just about what happened. They are also about understanding warning signs, taking action early, and asking difficult questions about human behavior. In the end, these cases remind us that sometimes the most unexpected stories are also the most disturbing. If you like this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload.